May I now request the Honorable Finance Minister to address the audience, please.
Mr. Contractor, other colleagues on the dais and friends. Let me at the very outset thank you for having invited me to associate with this conference that you are holding today on creating a inclusive and sustainable pension system in India. As any country or society evolves into a middle-income society and then aspires to grow into a developed society, and that's where India today is positioned, there are several social changes that which become visible. Age expectancy goes up. Family structures don't remain conventionally the same that were there. Because there was a stage where in a country like India, the family structure was considered to be an ideal social security at one time. But as societies evolve, people go out for employment, look for other vocations. First, the system of joint family came to an end or substantially reduced. And then the newer generation goes not only all over the country, but all over the world looking for vocations. Challenges get thrown up. And then also comes the problem of senior citizens, the aging citizens. And dependency of senior citizens also becomes one of the bigger challenges. And that is when you find that the land holdings are not enough in the rural areas to provide a social security. The family structures are not what they conventionally thought it would be. And the socio-economic system of a society, therefore, has to evolve with the time. And that is why there is now a great need in India for India to evolve into a pensioned and an insured society. Conventionally, it was considered that only in structured government employment, pension was the responsibility of the state. But then the state resources also had their own limitations. And therefore, as in everywhere else in the world, new innovative methods of evolving and popularizing different kinds of pension systems have been evolving. And even though the presentation on behalf of CRISIL, which was just now made, indicated that we've come a long way. And of course, in the last few years, we've been making conscious attempts by the government also to nudge this whole process. But we are still far away from where we should be. And if we don't catch up in accordance with the requirements of the society, a day won't be very far off when we are faced with the serious challenges of large sections of our senior citizens who are completely devoid of any form of dependency itself. And I think you have the national pension scheme, which has also provided very attractive returns. The experience has been extremely positive. There is still one structure in the government, that of the armed forces, where the old conventional system of pension still continues. And now that there is an effort in the organized sector, the EPFO and other illustrations which were given, to bring more and more people into this security network, I think one of the important features over the next decade or two is going to be, as India continues to grow and progress, and hopefully from all indications our growth would be a reasonably high rate of growth compared to other countries in the world, individual incomes are going to increase, and therefore the evolution of the whole concept of pension and its expansion. Evolution because earlier it was thought that pension is only a deferred wage. Your current wages is what you get for the work you do, plus a part of the wage you get upon reaching a certain age of superannuation. But today, with the kind of evolution which has taken place, you have to invest yourself. And hopefully, as the incomes increase, your ability to take up a part of your income and invest for a safer future is also going to be important. And you need all those working in this industry, the intermediaries and others, to always continue to come up with innovative ideas and plans as people have in most parts of the world. In fact, this realization in developed societies certainly has risen. Pension funds and sovereign funds have become one of the richer institutions everywhere in the world. They're extremely conscious and conservative with regard to their investments, because it's a very sensitive section that receives their returns. And I think therein lies the answer to a number of problems or challenges which we are going to face in future. What has happened in many developed countries, as India now at a middle income nation aspiring to become a developed nation, this journey will carry with it the challenges that developed societies do in the social changes that will take place. And therefore, the role of making India into a pensioned and an insured society is extremely important. With the kind of the government initiatives on the crop insurance, and now hopefully, once the health scheme is implemented, along with those micro insurance policies that we came out with 4 years ago, that sector seems to be expanding. But our expansions are still really the initial baby steps, for which a longer march really has to take place. And I think the same would be the position with regard to making India the pension society. I'm certain that your deliberations in this conference will be of immense value, not only in the current situation, but the next generation that we are entering into. My best wishes to you. Thank you.